I'm Senator Bob Huff. Thank you for joining me for my Capitol comment. This is the week the governor outlined his vision for the state. More like a nightmare for some people because it included $31 billion in new taxes. We don't believe that's the answer. State revenues grew $8.4 billion last year. You recall that the governor had to have taxes last year or the state would go off the cliff. In fact, we grew revenues even at the time taxes were falling. We don't believe we should mess up this economy, which will grow if we don't get in the way of it. Words we didn't hear: new job creation. He mentioned it once, in all fairness, but he mentioned the word tax 8 times. Senate Republicans focus on new job creation. We want to get people back to work. New taxes don't equal economic recovery. You can't tax yourself to prosperity. But when you give people jobs, they get off the government payroll, and they also start producing and paying their own taxes. So areas we did agree on: pension reform. The governor called on the legislature to pass his reforms, and Senate Republicans are ready to do that. Democrats and unions are not. Numerous studies show that the pension funds are underfunded by $100 to $500 billion. That's a lot of money. We should be paying more now or having higher contributions or reforming the whole thing, but we need to solve that problem because it's not going to go away without action. Senate and Assembly Republican response on my website and caucus website are available if you want to see what we formally taped. It was taped in advance. There's a little bit of talk about that, but frankly, I could have written this message a year ago. It would have been the same. Democrats look at a problem. The only solution they see is raising taxes. We believe there ought to be job creation. A little interesting action on the floor, although it's a little bit of veto override. Trivia question: when was the last legislative bill that was vetoed by the governor overridden? Well, it was this governor back when he was legislating, or a governor back in the 70s. And so this morning a motion was taken up on SB 356 by Senator Blakesley to override a governor's veto. Now it failed 13 to 22. 20 Democrats who voted yes last year voted no on the override. But stay tuned, because that's something that might happen. There was a number of bills that got out of the legislature with unanimous support only to be vetoed by the governor. He believes the legislature is not important, and maybe the legislature wants to send a message that we are. I want to thank you for joining me. I'm Senator Bob Huff.